Hey everybody, welcome to Cluster API v1.10 release team, our weekly meeting. It's the 19th of February. We do this every week just to check in, at least at this point. Things are not that complicated. As I'm sure you're well aware, we are a subproject of SIG Cluster Lifecycle. Therefore, try to make this a welcoming environment. Try not to talk over each other. We don't usually have too many issues in this area, but just to remind everyone, if you feel like adding your name to the attendee list here, please do so. And feel free to interrupt me at any time. I'm just going to move on to the agenda. Chris, take it away. CI team update.
Yeah, CI signal's still looking pretty good. We had a few flaky tests that we were able to between me and the maintainers were able to figure out what was going on. So I think we'll have even fewer flakes in the next week. Though there was one thing that some failed tests today from a bad unit test that um Steven is already fixing. So um those should go away too. So I think all good, all green, well, mostly green.
Greener than I'm used to. It was nice checking in yesterday for the patch releases and feeling confident that there really weren't any major errors in the release branches. So good job. Good job, everybody. I mean, it's not, but it's a team effort. Cool. And then Chandan, do you have anything to report? Thank you for doing all the comms and stuff around the release yesterday. Sorry, Uh, I got started a little too late, so I'm pretty sure I kept Fabrizio and Stefan up a little later than they'd like. And also, I should have let you know a couple hours before so we could have done the PRs. But anyway, it all worked out.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I don't have anything to add. I'm good.
Sounds good. And then let's check in on the task list. We are just here in week 7. We did the patch releases. They're out there. There were a couple minor dependencies that I checked in on, and I think those all merged. So we're in kind of the same holding pattern for a few more weeks until we create the release 110 branch, which, if you remember from earlier, this is earlier than we would usually do this. We would usually wait till the RC candidate before we create the release 110 branch, but we're doing it this way to give 111 and the v1 beta 2 API longer time to bake in the main branch. So I still have a to-do item. I looked through the release scripts, and I don't think they're going to have an issue with this, but I need to kind of test it out because potentially cutting the beta from the release branch is something we haven't done before, and so maybe the tools will get confused. Um, so I'll have that figured out in the next week or so. Uh, but I think that's it, other than ongoing tasks. Um, and then we have the improvement board. I don't have anything to add here, but if anyone else does, please do so. And I think the general idea here, obviously, right, is as we're all doing our work here, we run across rough edges or find things that, oh man, I worked around that, but really should uh, fix it. So this is the place to put those things so that we are continually improving the process. So please feel free to brainstorm, or if you stumble on something, just put it up there on the board. I think that's it. But does anybody have any questions or anything they want to share? Sounds like no.
Um, I have added things to the agenda, but the wrong one. Let me just
Oh yeah, yeah, go for
copy
it,
this
Pablo.
from um, here. Okay, so there's this script, script, there's this program, main.go for releases. And I'm just wondering whether it's something that we could leverage for announcements. I mean, this is very similar script to one that's weekly, which when I run this, after looking at all the Cobra flags, okay, I don't remember the flag bars there. I realized what was changed, what wasn't, and so on. So it nicely prints out everything that's there. And one of us is is passing those releases nodes, right, at certain point in across channels. So I've been thinking about automating that process. I mean, this script is script program, which you can dynamically run, of course, with Go run, is analogical to the thing that the weekly one. Let me find it quickly.
This isn't the week. I thought this was the weekly one we ran to.
No. Oh, okay, this is weekly. So I pasted the weekly, and there's one more, which I think is more interesting. Yeah, one moment. Weekly, and yeah, here we go. Let me just copy link here. Okay, so I just added this release notes for release notes automation classes program similar CLI program.
Yeah, so this is like for generating the release notes, and one is for generating the weekly PRs update. I think you are proposing to add one more a script that will generally
Yeah, the
generate
program. Yeah.
the output for like the
For
message
this
we are posting after the release,
ex-
right?
exactly, yeah. I think that would be
Yeah.
quite a good task because why not? And we could leverage what's already written there, really, right? That'll be just a simple CLI. I'm not sure how detailed we have to be with the messages. I mean, looking at the latest one, it was how many bugs were, the version, how many bugs were addressed, and so on, right?
Yeah. So I think that will be pretty simple, but I like the idea. That will be pretty simple. Like
Instead
we
of
can
doing this
take the
manually.
release
Yeah.
notes. Yeah, we can
Yeah.
take the argument as like which release we wanted to generate the notes for, and then we can just pass the argument, and then it will take the data from that release notes. Basically, I think that will be pretty straightforward. We can do that. I think
Yeah.
that's actually good.
And the goal of this tool
Okay,
would be
so
creating the columns, the short message, like the summary of the release after it's done.
Right.
Yeah. Which you're doing by hand right now, I assume.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a great idea. We should
okay,
put it on the
so
improvement board.
okay, but I'm not sure I have the access. Let me check.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, it's 404 for me for an improvement board.
Oh, right, because it's in Kubernetes SIGs.
Oh, it's in Kubernetes 6, specifically
Yeah, you have
interesting.
to be a
But the
member,
way
I
to
thought that
put
so
was
things on the
there.
board is just to make a note or an issue. So
So how? Yeah, well, I see that the robot will take
yeah.
this automatically and
yeah,
attach in copy, right?
yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna yeah, automation program, crystal message. Okay, and the other topic I have here is to something that might be or might not be that related, or because it's for cluster API provider, right? Cluster API Carpenter provider. I think that's something that we should address because it is CI/CD related or not. It doesn't have to be GitHub Actions versus webhook or wherever from the repo. Maybe there is just a test underscore test.go error there. Oh yeah, invalid memory address or nil pointer to reference. That's yeah, looks like a pointer issue. Maybe someone forgot about struct or and pointers when the structs are used or something in test. So that would be like a PR, right? For this test machine provider specific func. And I wonder, okay, so what will be the way to progress with something like this?
So,
What is the way
test
to?
machine providers. So this is failing over in the
I
Carpenter
wanna
provider.
fix it. Yeah, it's just some tests. I probably there's make
No,
tests
but
probably in the phony, right?
no,
And
but you're on
it
a
fails here.
you're not in cluster API right now. This is Carpenter.
Yeah, but
Right.
this is Cluster API Carpenter provider.
Yeah, but those tests and stuff are all managed by the Carpenter folks, not by the cluster API group at all.
Yeah, but we should be responsible for this together because
No.
we
Well,
have.
I think that's out
Oh,
of scope. I mean,
Yeah.
it's great to help out around the community, but it's not something that we're,
but
unless this
that
is
we
a,
wanna do this here in that group specifically. Okay, I can always elevate this to Carpenter provider, of
I
course.
mean, unless this test is a test that they're reusing from CAPI, we run into that situation in CAPZ a lot where we rerun the CAPI, uh, most of the CAPI tests, and sometimes they change in ways that break us, and we have to fix it upstream. But it looks like this is just a local test to Carpenter. Um, so I don't want to discourage you from fixing it. It looks like a panic, something that maybe is easy to pinpoint, but it's not. It's out of scope for us, I
Uh,
think.
I mean, yeah, it's a spanning error. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, it can be wherever, just missing data there, it's just pointed to.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, neither. I haven't debugged that yet, but just a thought. So I have commented here that we agreed. So to we are in agreement to move it to another SIG and or create PR at the same time to align with it, if possible, because I'm not sure if maybe there's something wrong with CI/CD here with GitHub Actions. I'm not sure, but I doubt it. So I'll just take a look at this and move out of the scope of this one. So out
Sure, yeah. Just in the
the
Carpenter repo, they would
scope.
be the place to report it. Maybe Mike um, Omiko would know something as well.
Yeah, I would just make an issue in their repo and then follow up with their weekly meeting
Or
or solve it and submit the PR. That works too.
and if your idea about the release notes automation, if you have any issues getting that on the improvement board, let me know because that's a great idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah, actually, for that one, just post a link to it when it's ready in the Cluster API release channel on Slack, and then we can
Mhm.
double check and do what needs to be done to make sure it shows up on the board.
So cluster API, PR, CLA sign, and things like that. Okay.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Not at this point. Sorry, not at this moment. Thank you.
All righty.
Sorry for not raising my hand.
Oh, no, no worries. We pretty small group. All right. Well, then, unless somebody else wants to interrupt me, I think that's today's meeting. All right. Cool. See
All right.
everybody next
Thank
week.
you.
Thanks for coming.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.